Hi, my name is Emmy Locke with Balanced Living, Restoring Wholeness to Body, Mind, Spirit. Today I'm going to share a little bit about my professional journey and how I've come to believe that body work might be the best thing that I can offer the world around me. From the time I was a little girl, I knew that I had words I wanted to share with the whole world. So it started about age 5 when I begged my mom to set up the opportunity to sing solos in front of church. And she wasn't sure that I really understood what that would feel like to stand in front of an audience. But I begged and she finally acquiesced. And I fell in love with sharing life-giving messages to whatever audience would listen to me. I've also had a very real, personal connection and communication to Divine Spirit since childhood. So it was no surprise that from a very early age, I felt like I knew that my life was supposed to be about sharing divine light and love and healing to whoever was in my path. At high school, I started devoting my summers to camp counseling and overseas projects, traveling music groups. I attended Multnomah University and graduated with a BS in Bible and Theology major and a minor in women's ministry. From there, I worked several years in youth work at a church, mentoring, working with staff and students, co-leading overseas trips, and a host of other things. Out of that experience, we moved into leading, facilitating, training, contemplative healing prayer groups. And out of that, moved into 16 months of living in Africa. So 8 of those were spent at an orphanage in Mozambique, and 6 running an international guest house in Nelspruit, South Africa. All of those experiences were wonderful and difficult and have shaped me dramatically and my perspective of what I want to be doing with people. At the end of Africa, I came home with a complete mental, emotional, spiritual, physical breakdown. It was really a crisis of my entire being, and I will share more of that journey in my personal healing journey later. But at that point, that's when I realized that primarily all of my focus had been mind and spirit development and healing and transformation. And to the detriment of my whole being, I was ignoring the physical body. So as I had to focus on physical healing, it took 3 full years to come out of that season, I realized that I needed to add that element into my serving other people. And what I realized is that underneath everything that I do, I wanted primarily for it to be about unconditional love, because I believe that true divine unconditional love sees a person right where they're at, without judgment, without needing the person to change, will listen compassionately, feel the person in their story, giving them honor and space to live in their story right where they're at without any pressure to change or be something else or be somewhere different. And then in that space, offering unconditional love and healing and light and filling. And the personal stories that I have had with people, the transformation that has happened in lives, not only my life, but in the life of the people that I work with, has been really monumental when unconditional love is really the core of all that I do. So as I come to Bodywork, and I'll share why and how I came to that in my next video with my personal healing journey, but I now come with anything that I'm doing with another person. Bottom line, unconditional love is the core of what I do. To see, to honor, to listen compassionately, to allow the person, whether it's in body, spirit, or mind, to fully be right where they're at without any need to change it at that moment. And that permission alone can allow a person to see and feel into where they're at differently than when they're coming with a whole set of agendas of how we should do it and how we should heal and how we should change and how we should feel. Unconditional love is just with you in the present moment, and then answers come out of that. So that's a tiny bit of where I've come from, where I am, and what I think will be the bedrock of what I do for the rest of my life, whether that is bodywork, life coaching, service in other areas, writing, speaking. I come with the idea that divine unconditional love is the bedrock for me, and I hope that that's what you feel as you interact with me. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for sharing these minutes with me. It's always a pleasure.